When you recognize a struggle in someone else, it doesn't activate a sensation of struggle within yourself.
That's what I recognize. But
so you're validating your struggle by seeing it in someone else, and that makes you feel better?
I feel better in that I recognize it, and then I remember my choice. I know that there's no authority, nothing bigger than me that takes that choice away. Not your authority, not anyone else's. And yet, in my human everyday existence, I forget that.
Well, we think you're less likely to forget it now than maybe before. And we think that you are a really good example, and you're not alone in this at all, of someone who just for a long time has made a big hairy deal about a lot of things that you don't need to make such a big thing about. and we know that the reason that you've done so much of that is because you have been the subject of a lot of scrutiny by some very intellectual beings who have been interested in you and comparing you and pigeonholing you and cataloging you. And so you have become like so many who view yourself through the eyes of others. And so everything that you attempt to do, you have to do it through their perspective. So that's why we say you're overthinking things. But the trouble with trying to evaluate yourself always through the perspective of others is that it's so much work. There's so much maintenance, you see, and not two of them. Then you spend all your time trying to find someone who views you in a favorable way, when what we want you to understand is that there's no reason to do that. You can get there in an easier way. What would you like to say to her if you were having a conversation with her, and you know what you know as a result of what we've been discussing here, and get happy, but is there another way of saying it? In other words, what would you like to say? Call it out. Slow down, chill out, be easy, ease up, nothing to prove, all is well, you look great to us, everything's all right, don't ask for our validation, be your own boss, make your own decisions, follow your own path, lighten up, be easier about it, don't talk so much, use fewer words, don't care so much about anyone understanding you, don't care about Abraham understanding you, or don't care about making your point so the audience understands you. If you could accept, do you believe that Abraham does understand you?
Yes.
And do you believe that Abraham, standing in your vortex, likes what we see?
Yes.
And do you believe that Abraham, standing in your vortex, is seeing you in a way that you are not displaying yourself right now? In other words, that the you that we see is different than the you who is expressing yourself right here and right now?
I feel like you're seeing me more than that.
We want to convey to you that what we see as we behold you and as we interact with you is who you have become as a result of all that you have lived. And we see that in its completed form. We don't see you on the way to it. We don't see you trying to figure out who you are. We see you knowing who you are. We don't see you trying to find love. We see you being love. We don't see you trying to get to the right place. We see you standing in the right place. We don't see you trying to figure it out. We see you knowing that you'll never figure it out, and wherever you are is all right. But our seeing you there and you knowing us as we see you there are two different things. And that's what we meant as we were getting ready for the segment of refreshment earlier, is that it doesn't matter how we see you, because as source energy, we see you in your ultimate expansion. We see you in your ultimate worthiness. We see you in your never-ending expandedness. But it doesn't matter how we see you. It matters how you see us seeing you. Now, here's the thing that this is the differentiation that we want to help you to make. If you're reaching for the way the source within you sees you, you have to reach for it in the form of feeling, which means you have to disengage from whatever is your usual criteria. So you have to feel for it. You have to feel for it. which means you have to make it general. So let's break your experience down to something that is general. We've done a little bit of this already here today, but it will be meaningful to do it with you. So, do you generally know who you are?
Yes.
Tell us.
I'm an integral part of a greater whole. I'm all that is. I have a capacity of love beyond my own mental ability to realize. And I'm a human being on this planet.
But it feels to us that that's all too specific for your own good. Because none of that gave you ease. In other words, all of those comments were a little bit torturous to you. So give us that recognition of who you are in yet more general terms, if you can.
I'm a morphing work in progress.
You are, but in that you are unhappy with where you stand on the progressive trail. So say it again more generally.
I don't have words. It's that
Yes,
feeling of
You've
reaching.
Got words. You've got words. You're really good with words. We've never met anybody better with words. You're really good with words. So give us more general words. Rather than I'm a morphing work in progress, say that more generally.
I'm me.
Always expanding. In the right place at the right time. Can't get it wrong. It'll never be done. Anybody who's watching is watching only with love.
Oh, that would be nice. Yeah.
Anyone who's watching is watching with love. Anyone who believes otherwise doesn't have the big picture. I'm letting go of how I've been taught to address myself, and I'm looking at it in a new way. This is a leading edge conversation with leading edge people, and somehow I've managed to work my way into the hot seat, which must mean I've got something pretty powerful going on. This is the closing hour of the most dynamic seminar that's ever taken place on the leading edge of thought, and here I sit, hogging up all the time. I don't even have a clear question. I can't even articulate it, and when I try, it just shuts me down. And yet here I am sitting here, reaping the benefit of their powerful gaze of knowing and understanding of love. I must be in the perfect place at the perfect time. How could I have managed to be here otherwise if that were not the case? It's time for me to reassess myself with this new criteria and stop trying to define myself in relationship with everyone else and just feel my way there. I appreciate being in this physical body. And sometimes when there's not enough appreciation flowing to me, I find the relief of letting it flow from me. It feels good to appreciate. It feels good to look for positive aspects. It feels good to know my value. I like the concept of the vortex. I want to believe that it is real. I like the concept of my inner being. I want to know that my inner being is real. I like the concept of eternal creation. I want to know that it is real. I want to find myself on this continuum which is eternal life. And I want to acknowledge myself in this physical body, in this time, and in this space as important to this never-ending, ongoing experience of life. I can accept that as I've sifted through details that I've put much into the vortex, and I can even accept the existence of the vortex. But what I haven't been accepting and what I've been hard on myself about is that I've come to the place that I believe in the reality of the vortex. Sometimes I feel it more strongly than others. And I believe in the reality of the physical platform on which I stand. And I even believe in the rockets of expansion that I've set forth. But I haven't believed in the okayness of where I stand moment to moment in relationship to all of that. I have for all of my life believed that I should be a little smarter and I should be a little nicer and I should be in a little better place, that I should be carving out something a little bit more specific. I haven't ever been quite in the place where I could just accept that I'm in the right place at the right time, because I haven't allowed myself to be in enough vibrational alignment with Source to really feel Source's never-ending appreciation of that which I am. And I can feel, even as I'm listening to what I believe to be a very strong representative of Source, flowing appreciation and love to me, still I can feel that I'm holding out for some indescribable, unimaginable reason. I don't know why I don't just let go and let myself be appreciated in the fullness of that which is apparently or supposedly being offered. But that is my new quest. I'm going to get general enough that I can find it. And I'm going to take the attention off of myself, which has been my greatest struggle, and I'm going to put my attention of appreciation on other things that are around me. I'm going to appreciate nature. I'm going to appreciate this ship. I'm going to appreciate this opportunity. I'm going to appreciate these patient people, 700 patient people sitting here listening to Abraham, starting at the very beginning of vibration and helping me to come to a place. There cannot be an example of greater willingness and appreciation from a body of people who are sitting here, not just silently waiting for this to be over, but rooting for you with everything they've got, wanting you to feel with the power of that which many of them are feeling, the love that the universe has for you and your willingness to be here, to be pointed here in this physical time-space reality, to be contributing to the vortex, and to be finally allowing the Source that creates worlds to flow endlessly and openly and in a non-resisted way through you.
I am in the right place at the right time. Thank you.
Very good.
And thank you all.
And now get out. They're doing extremely well. So did you feel the approval with which we told you to get out? Did you feel the love in those harsh words? Did you feel the "you've got it, now get on with it"? In other words, there was no pampering, there was no sniveling, there was no supporting. There was just, "You've got it, get on with it. You've got it, get on with it. You've all got it, get on with it. Get on with it. Get on with it. Get on with it. Get on with it." Get on with what? Get on with living happily ever after. Get on with having fun. Get on with feeling good. Get on with pleasing yourself. Get on with whatever you're inspired to do. Get on with your understanding that the vortex is calling you. So get on with it means let it be. Let it be. Just let go of the struggle and let it be. You don't have to get on with it. Just let go and it will get on with you. Life will live through you, you know, because you've got a big momentum going. Life will live through you. You don't have to make it happen. When you get in your car, do you ever have the urge to lift up your hood and get in there and work with the pistons and the pulleys? Oh, I think I'll be part of the engine today. I think it's been a little gimpy lately. It needs my support. And we say, law of attraction does not need your support. Your vortex does not need your support. All that is does not need your support. Doesn't need your justification or your worthiness. Doesn't need your blood. Doesn't need your sacrifice. Doesn't need your effort. In other words, it's already done. If you could stand here and see what's done, if you could know what's done, you'd just relax and let that which is done be. And you'd feel worthiness beyond verbal description. You just know your part, your integral, valuable part in the becoming of this which you are now allowing, you see.